Steven C. Productions.
I guess you could say I was painting before I was tattooing because I quit my job straight up and told my wife, I was like, yo, she wasn't even my wife then, but I told her, I was like, I'm finna quit my job. I'm finna be a bum. That's how it is. But it got me here, dude.
Hello, this is episode 3 of Talking from Experience. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're an OG from 2 episodes ago, welcome back. I'm real excited about this conversation. I had a great time recording with homeboy Chris Myers. He's a very talented tattoo artist. I've known him since we were probably both teenagers at the time, but we hadn't spoken in a while, so it was good catching up, and I'm always so inspired, so motivated when I see people in my circle not only thriving, but doing what they love. So hey, you can check out his Instagram while you listen to the episode. He's got some real cool stuff on there. His handle is at Chris Ray Myers. It's also in the episode description. Hit him up, let him know you heard him on the podcast. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So let's just roll right on into this thing. I was showing people some of your stuff on Instagram because people be asking me like, oh, like who's your next guest? And I was like, oh, it's my homeboy Chris. And they were looking at your stuff. Dude, that portrait was crazy, dude.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, how long does something like that take?
Well, that tattoo, I did it the other day. It probably took about like 6-7 hours. But we also had like about an hour or two as a break, you know. I did it on my pop, so I just kind of like went with time. Whenever you're tattooing on your family, you know, you're not really tripping on how long you take a break. So we kind of stretched it a little bit. But yeah, the tattoo itself took about like 6 to 7.
Yeah, it's cool. And it takes less, huh? If you're doing just the black and white versus the color.
Yeah, with the black and gray, it does take a little bit less because you're going over the whole tattoo. With black and gray, it's just kind of like wisp out the grays and shades here and there. But with color, you're going over the whole thing, man. Whole skin piece is getting cut up that day.
How long you been doing tattoos for?
I started apprenticing in June 27th of 2020. That's when I started apprenticing. And when you're an apprentice, you don't do no tattoos, you just draw. And I did that up until July 27th. So about a month. I was just drawing. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just cleaning up the shop. And then I was like, hey, like, I really want a tattoo. And they threw me in the water, dude. And I guess I survived because I really liked it. And it just kind of came like a lot of people have to go through a lot more practice. And I'm not saying that I didn't go through a lot of damn practice. I practiced my ass off, but yeah, so I guess you could say from July 27th is when I started till now. So like professionally going on my second year, but prior to that, I was tattooing on my dad, tattooing on my homies at the house, you know, just really didn't think about what I was doing. I just kind of was like, yo, let me try it out. Ordered a damn machine off of eBay, dude. I ordered a kit, came with like 4 coils, and that's what I was working with. And it wasn't until I started my apprenticeship that they were like, hey, dude, you need to like learn this, you need to learn that, you need to do this and do that. And then whenever I started tattooing, it didn't stop. It was like, hey, man, you got to practice this, and you got to work on this. And I've been doing it every day since, you know what I'm saying, July 27th of 2020. And I've also been doing art my whole life. I never stopped doing that. So, I mean, if you put those two together, I just kind of like am coming up real fast. I mean, I don't toot my own horn or none of that, but, and still ain't. I'm still humble, and there's still a lot of stuff that I do need to work on and practice. Because if you only seen some of the stuff that it is in the tattoo industry, bro, That's what I'm trying to be like. And right now, I'm not even 25% there yet. But I'm happy to be where I'm at, dude, because it took a fucking while. It took a while to get there.
Well, I mean, the fact that they let you start tattooing people, I mean, after a month or whatever, like I feel like your drawing had to be on point already. You know what I mean? I feel like some people they want to do tattoos and they don't even know how to draw.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because I like watching I watch all the tattoo shows, man. Like Ink Master and I like this one called Bad Ink. That one's cool. They do the cover ups.
Yeah,
that's dope, man. I'm always so impressed with the cover ups, dude. That's crazy. That's a whole next level of skill.
Yeah, it can be difficult sometimes if only you've seen some of the stuff that some of these people have, but dude, it's amazing. Like people have done things that I don't even think is possible, and then it's just like, bam, it's crazy.
Man, so you kind of just gravitated towards well, let's just track back a little bit. What were you doing before tattoos?
I was working. I was just working my ass off. And that's what made me start tattooing, dude, because I hated working. I wanted to do it so bad. Like I didn't really care for school. That was not where I was supposed to be. I knew that from the jump. So I started working, and working sucked ass and felt just like school. And I was like, okay, this is not what I'm shooting for, bro. So I just kind of started painting. I guess you could say I was painting before I was tattooing, because I quit my job straight up and told my wife, I was like, yo, she wasn't even my wife then, but I told her, I was like, I'm finna quit my job. I'm finna be a bum. That's how it is. But it got me here, dude.
I'm all about that too. Like, learning stuff yourself. Really pick something and like get good at it. And especially now with the internet, like you don't even need school a lot of the time. Somebody told me like 70% of the jobs on the market right now you can learn by doing the job.
Man,
you don't even need to do like school or nothing for it.
You could make a job out of what you like. If you like walking dogs, if you just love dogs for some fucking reason, you just like walking dogs, you can make a killing walking dogs. If you put your mind to it, you can become, I wouldn't say a millionaire, but you can become very fucking wealthy off of just walking dogs. And that's how I thought. Like, I like skateboarding, you know? I'm not really like espresso at it or none of that shit, but like I have homies that are really good. And if you look at them, they're really good because that's their passion. It's what they do. You know, they do that every day. That's their family, and they love it. And a lot of the time, people like to see people doing what they love. That's why skateboard brands make money. You put out a video, you have all these people that watch it, and they're like, "Damn, I wish I could do that." And then you go out there and you buy a board, and then you try, and some people are gonna be like, you know, like even me, like I'm like, man, I can't be that good, but I fucking could if I wanted to, if I really put my mind to it, and I just sent everything that I shot for and just became fearless like those people in the video, and I really wanted it, I could really have it. It's the same shit with this tattooing. I really wanted it. Whenever I quit my job, I didn't quit my job because I was like giving up and ready to be a bum. I knew that I had to be a bum in order to get to where I wanted to be, because I had to follow my heart. You know, I didn't really need the work structure when I could be creating my own fucking structure. And that's kind of what I did. And I just branched out, went other places, tried other things, and it just led me here, you know, because I was working fast food, bro. I was working fast food just like anybody else whenever they're a teenager. And then I was like, man, I'm going to get a real job. Went and got a real job, you know. I worked construction under the table for a little bit, and that shit made me feel like a man. I was like, hell yeah, this is a real job. But what happens when you get laid off, you know? Like, and then you got to go try to find another job. And I was like, man, I don't want to be having to try to find jobs. So got a warehouse job. Figured that was a more real job. And it wasn't. It was just the same shit, dude. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're flipping burgers or, you know what I'm saying, doing the office job or doing the real man shit, to me, I mean, to other people, they have different paths. But to me, all that shit felt the same. But whenever I tattoo, like, and you get paid for performing your art on somebody forever and it comes out badass, like, it makes you feel great, dude. Like, not because you got paid for it, because you're doing what you fucking love, you know? And it like you're enjoying the fruits of your labor.
There's a song by Dirty Heads where he says, "I make a living out of living." And that resonates with me big time, man, because, you know, you focus on what you like to do and like you put your energy towards it and time, and people start to notice. So that's another reason I want to do this podcasting thing. Like you said, school wasn't for you, so I kind of felt the same way. But because I wasn't a good student, man, ask me why. Because I spent my whole time talking to people, bro. Like, they would always be mad. Teachers be mad because I was like, oh, you're being disruptive and stuff. But I was just trying to have a conversation with somebody. Like, it's not even that I was like up in front of the class. Like, I was never class clown or nothing like that. But like, I just straight just trying to talk to people all the time. And then when I discovered a podcast, and so I was like, what the heck is this? It's people straight up just like having a conversation about whatever, you know? And I was drawn to it immediately. And I'm like, shoot, maybe there's something for me here, you know?
Yeah. But another thing to touch on, like, I'm not trying to say, you know what I'm saying, that nobody is like all those people we were talking about that have the burger flipping jobs and the, you know, like, that's how they get it. I don't have, you know what I'm saying, there is no problem there. As long as you getting it and you're happy, that's all that matters. If your little Taco Bell job, you know what I'm saying, is making you the happiness, then do it, you know? But if you're uncomfortable in those jobs, then maybe, you know what I'm saying, those are the people that I guess be understanding of my situation. But and another thing, like, we wouldn't have new roads and none of that shit if it wasn't for these people that be in this heat making these damn bridges and being in this weather that almost kill your ass so that we can drive, you know what I'm saying? So we can get from point A to point B faster because we're humans and we're impatient. So forever shout out and props to all of those people, the electricians, the plumbers, anybody that's willing to do the job that you ain't trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes are some damn heroes, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't do that shit. Like, even whenever I did construction, it was time to go in the cold, bro. That shit sucks. That sucks. But there's dudes that wake up every morning and they live for that shit. They like going out there and it makes them feel accomplished, and prop to you. Because that's exactly how I feel when I get done with my tattoos. Like, I know I just sat in a chair and I just like drew on somebody all day. I really didn't do shit. But in my mind, my brain is stressed and my hands are cramped because I just put in work. Just like how them boys put in work. And as long as you're happy, keep putting in your work and be happy, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing, because I just don't want nobody out there that feels like they never got to their dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I tattooed a dude today, or not today, yesterday, and he said, all those people that always say, like, one day I'll be this, they don't really want to be that. That's just a dream they have, you know, because they really like what they're doing. Why would I leave what I'm doing? Because this is making me happy. And if I go chase my dream, I might just mess around and find out that wasn't what I wanted the whole time, and you can't reverse it, you know. So that also, you know what I'm saying, resonated with me too, because just because it's my story don't mean it needs to be somebody else's shit. Get it how you live. Just be happy. But if that job that you work in is really stressing you out and you ain't quit that motherfucker in like 20 years, what is you doing, man? You know? Stop killing yourself.
It's not about how much money you're making, but are you living the type of lifestyle that you're okay with living, that you're comfortable with? Some people even like that's what they were built to do. It's like you were talking about, like, props to everybody who builds roads and people that make our fast food, because like you said, like your thing was tattoos. Like they don't, like you felt accomplished when you finish a tattoo. You know, they feel accomplished when they're out, they've been working for 8 months on a project, like a construction worker. They look up, bro. There's a skyscraper like in front of me, bro. Like before it was just an empty lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It makes them feel proud whenever, you know what I'm saying, they're in the car with their kids and they can roll down the window and be like, hey, you know, did you know dad built that? Yeah, man. If that shit makes you proud, then that's what you need to be doing, you know, because like everybody, I feel like everybody got a purpose, man. You know, God put us down here with a purpose. He just wants you to follow your purpose. And as long as you're following your purpose, then you're all right. But like I said, if you know what I'm saying, your body, your mind, your soul, what people call God, will tell you whenever you're unhappy. And if you're ignoring that, then maybe you should consider changing something else. But shit, bro, if you at a fast food restaurant and you like that, then cool. But on the real, if you at a fast food restaurant, if you're asking me, you could leave that motherfucker and just do that for yourself. You have like a taco stand or something else where you could, you know what I'm saying? You don't really got to dabble with these corporations like that. You could own your own business. But if you don't want your own business because it might be stressful, then cool. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Because it's not just fast food, but if you get up there with like the chefs and all of that, they go to school for that shit because they like to serve people. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their purpose, man. As long as you're following your purpose, you should be all right. Just be happy.
Yeah, it's they call it culinary arts, man.
Yeah,
you know, cooking is an art form.
Yeah.
Even for what I was doing at first, the second time I dropped out of college was I was actually doing school for audio production, but I didn't like the way I was being taught. Like I was working on projects for a professor, for a teacher, for a school, you know. I wasn't working on projects that I felt like that I enjoyed doing. So, and especially with, like I said earlier, like with the internet, like you could literally learn anything. And so that's what I did. Cause what I was doing was online school anyways, but I didn't like the stuff they had me working on. And on top of that, like it was a accredited school. So I was having to do like, reading, you know, math, all this extra stuff, which I mean, it's good, but you know, I mean, how often am I going to have to like use algebra? You know? There probably are some instances, but for the most part, what I'm trying to do is talk to people. So, and interact with other creative minds.
Yeah.
So I dropped out and I started working on stuff that I like. So for the longest, I was doing music too. I was helping people produce their stuff.
Yeah, I remember you used to play bass, right?
Yeah, I still do. I play bass. I play drums. Yeah. I pick up all kinds of instruments now.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was doing the audio production, music production for people, and even then I was like, I like doing this, but I don't know if I see myself grinding like this on music, because like you said, when you were doing tattoos, you know, you look like you're just sitting there drawing on somebody for 8 hours, but it's cumbersome, man. It's work. And the same thing with music. I have a uncle who's a professional musician. Like he performs and records albums and stuff, and he's like, yo, like we go and record something in the studio, and we do like 45 seconds of a song, and we've been there like 10 hours, and people think, oh, like you didn't even work or nothing, but like there's more to it than that, man. You know, like there's structure, there's you got to make sure it sounds good, you got to make sure the timing's right, you got to make sure the levels are correct. So it's work. Like anything you do, especially if you're passionate about it, it's gonna feel like work. It's not that you're sitting there doing nothing, having a fun time all the time. It's something I kind of touched on the last podcast I recorded with that guest is, you know, just because you're doing something you love doesn't mean it doesn't feel like work.
But I mean, you love that work, you know, because everybody has to work. We all have to work. And on this planet, if you ain't working, you ain't eating. So at least if you're working, like what you're doing, so you can eat comfortably.
That's even a biblical principle, man. Like that's in the Bible. Like if you don't work, you're not gonna eat. And so that's pretty much just the law of the land, man, all over. No matter where you live, no matter
straight up, yeah,
your circumstance, if you're not doing anything, you're gonna starve. So even if that means working a job you don't like for a little bit, just to get on your feet. I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, man, I need to get me some kind of like a mindless job where I do the same thing over and over again, at least 2 days out of the week. I was like, just to clear my head, you know what I mean? I like to reminisce on all kinds of stuff. Like I consider myself like I'm a thinker. So like if I get me a job, dude, where all I'm doing the whole time is like taping up boxes, like I actually enjoy that because like it's a mindless job, you know what I mean? Like you once you get the muscle memory down, you don't even got to think twice about how to do it. And I get to do something I love, which is most of the time you get to talk to people, you know, while you do that kind of job. You're listening to something or just in your head, you know, planning out your next big move.
Straight up. Well, me personally, I can't do those jobs, bro. Because like the first day I'd be like, damn, this easy. The second day I'd be like, yo, this is tight. And then the third day I'd be like, all right. And then by the end of the week, I'm like, hey, man, I could be doing like 50 million different damn things. I'd be at the job like, man, whenever I get up out of here, I'm finna go do this. And then you get home, you be like, man, I'm tired from taping up them boxes, bro. I ain't finna go do that no more. But I mean, yeah, like you said, bro, some people just need something else to take their mind off, you know, because I myself I can't tattoo all the time. Oh, no. Because, you know what I'm saying, you start doing it every day, and it starts feeling like, you know what I'm saying, it's already work, but it starts feeling like that job type vibe to me. To me, it does. So, you know what I'm saying, you got to take your breaks. You got to chill out. But that's my heart, though. Like as I've grown and gotten older, I have viewed and seen that other people are different, you know. Like even my wife, she has a job, you know, and she likes her job. She's good at what she does. She's damn good at what she does, and she don't mind, you know what I'm saying, going up there. I mean, I guess sometimes it can be work, you know, but she likes her structure. Me personally, I don't need a structure because I'll just create that, you know. Like it's to me, it's better to work whenever it's. I don't know. I like to work at my own pace. That's what I'm trying to get at. I couldn't really find the words to say that, but I like working at my own pace rather than, hey, you have to be up here right now till then, and then to then. And then I'd be like, for real? Yo, what if like one of them days I ain't trying to hear that because I just like put mad work in the day before. Because when I do work, then again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, bro. But whenever I work at any job I've ever had, I get it in. You know what I'm saying? I bust my fucking back trying to do the right job. And that's another reason why I didn't want no more jobs, because I realized anytime somebody sees you busting your back and doing other people's job, working after them, instead of them giving you a break and giving you a day off and shit. They just get rid of the person that wasn't working and give you that person's job. And then it'd be like, hey, like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Jobs don't appreciate you. Or at least none of the jobs I had appreciated me. But there is jobs out there that, you know what I'm saying, I guess people been with them so long for a reason. So some people's job do treat them good, but not mine.
Not mine. That's funny. I've seen that happen, man, and it sucks because, I mean, I've had it happen to me. Like they see that you're good at something, and then they want to take advantage of you, because like, oh, like now you're the guy, like you're the go-to person for this task, or oh, like when so and so is messing up, I'm gonna hit you up. But then it's like now you're expecting 2, 3 times, 4 times as much of me. You're not expecting anything from that other person. Why are we still getting paid the same? You know, that's the part that bothers me. That's the part that messes with me.
Yeah. I've been through that too, you know, and it's like, that's another one of them things. All that work that you're putting in for that spot, you could be putting in for yourself, in your job, in your business, and what you like to do, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's another. But I mean, I am going to say, though, whenever I was working under the table, that shit was fun. Like, I was doing some crazy-ass construction job, but it was fun, dude, and I really enjoyed that. And it did make me tired, but I had a good amount of time in my day. It made me feel like I got my exercise in. I probably didn't get to do none of the things that I wanted to do, like skateboard, but it was one of them things like I could, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we're going to go to work in this day. Or, hey, we're going to get a couple days off this day, you know? It was real, like, in-house. Anything in-house is always cool to me because I like to support, you know what I'm saying, small businesses and all that. I like to keep everything yourself, independent. I'm real big on that.
You remember your first tattoo that you did on somebody?
Yeah, it was on my homie Gary. It was on my dog Gary, man. He fucking shout out to you, Gary. You know what I'm saying, for letting me do that shit. It was cool as hell. He was like, because they picked what I was gonna do. I didn't get to pick what I wanted to do. It was my first tattoo. They were like, I want to see you do a skull with some flames. And I was like, all right, bet. You know, so they were like, bring one of your friends up here. You can't use a client. And I was like, okay. And I hit up my dog Gary. I worked with him at one of my jobs. So like whenever I quit, you know what I'm saying, shortly after that he quit and he did his thing and I just started becoming an artist and doing whatever. But Gary supported me in the beginning, man. He let me tattoo him up a lot. He really supported me and he did the thing. And he came through and he got like a skull and a rose like about right there on his wrist. And I'll never forget, he was like, man, now I'm gonna walk around and everybody gonna think I'm a biker and shit. And I was like, nah, you be all right. But it was a skull with like some flames, you know what I'm saying? Like a Ghost Rider almost.
Yeah. That's gotta be scary, dude. Like knowing that whoever's tattooing you is their first time doing a tattoo.
Oh yeah.
I know I'd be tripping if I went to go get one. They were like, oh yeah, this is guy's first time ever. No, don't worry, he's good at drawing. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's different on paper, my man. Like, hold him up. That's crazy, man. So yeah, every time though, like, there's always got to be that one person taking the risk, man. Like, somebody started off on somebody for the first time, and hey, shout out to everybody who let a new tattoo artist do their first tattoo on them, because shoot, man, I know I'd have a problem with it.
Yeah, no, and like, okay, so I will say, like, I tattooed Gary the first time out of the shop. That was my first shop tattoo, but my first tattoo ever was on my cousin, and it was just a turtle this big on his arm, and it was just the outline, and then he was like, we were just high, dude, you know, and he was like, I'll get a tattoo from you right here. And I was like, cool, man. Well, I got the stuff in there right now. I've never done one before, but I had some practice skin that I did an outline of Brian Griffin on. I was like, I think I can do it, dude. So I did it, and it still looks how it is. You know, it's outline turtle tattoo. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I didn't fuck nothing up. And then after that, though, I had my other homies, you know what I'm saying? Like a couple of the homies, but my homegirl Dorsey and my homeboy Juan, they really let me tattoo them too. Whenever I was like just starting out, I was like, yo, I'm like not even ready to tattoo. And Dorsey was like, hey, well, you finna tattoo me, bro. And you know what I'm saying? I tattooed the back of my homeboy's legs and I'm covering those up. I'm in the process of covering those up.
Nice.
But hey, man, shout out to them too, because they really held it down and let me, you know what I'm saying? They let me practice and shit too. And in the tattoo industry, they say that people like that are sent to you from the tattoo gods. They're like, you know what I'm saying? The tattoo god sent you these people because they don't give a fuck what you put on them. They just want some ink. But now that it's like, now that the work is good, I can bless them with fucking great tattoos, man. And props to them for that, man. Straight up. Because everybody got to start somewhere.
Some pretty decent cover-ups at least.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to be dope. They're going to be some dope cover-ups, but yeah, I'm in the process of covering one of them right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's it's a bitch, man, because it's on the back of his calf, so I can understand. That's some pain.
Man, what's the worst tattoo you ever did?
Damn. I'm trying to think.
I mean, that's good that you can't just think about it. So they were all, some of them like they could have been better, but you haven't done anything that was straight like, yo, like my bad, bro.
Nah, I've hiccuped here and there, you know what I'm saying, but I never really like fucked up hella bad. I mean, unless it was like due to them not being able to take it and whatnot. There's always this one tattoo that I refer back to. I did on this woman's chest, and it wasn't like on her tit or none of that, but it was like on her heart. And she had came in on the Friday the 13th, and anybody that gets tattoos on Friday the 13th knows that it's packed to the max. And I had just done mad tattoos, and it was my first time tattooing a chick right there. So I was like, okay. And she just wanted a sun with like a moon inside the sun, you know, kind of like a duo thing. And I laid the stencil down, and it looked like everything was going to go good. But whenever I went to tattoo her, I had her laying like flat on her back, when really you're supposed to incline somebody so that you can pull down on their skin. You know what I'm saying? You got to pull down on their skin, because what I learned was whenever she was like this and I'm trying to like tattoo on her chest, all her like boob juice is like flowing upwards, and it's not comfortable to tattoo on. And the tattoo, it could be fixed very easily. Like, if she ever watches this, just letting you know, I can fix that shit for you. But I didn't finish it all the way because I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to fuck her up no more than it already was. And I told her, I was like, look, man, I don't know what's going on with your tattoo right now, but this is not working with me. And then whenever I told the mentor what happened, you know what I'm saying? I told everybody in the shop what happened. Everybody was like, oh, you're supposed to incline her, bro. You know, like gravity. You got to pull down on her skin so that way that it's fully stretched. Because I was trying to stretch her skin.
Yeah.
And it would just like go around where I'm stretching. You know what I'm saying? It was not working. It's like trying to draw on a water balloon. That's what it was like. You know, it's like everywhere. And it was just very difficult. But that one always does stick to me. And I mean, it happens. I was just starting out. It was my first Friday the 13th, and lesson was learned. Even on dudes too. It's not just females. On dudes, you gotta incline them, man. Because even if you skinny, bro, I promise you, we gonna have to incline you just so we can get a better finesse with the needle. That's all it is.
Right. But I think I'll definitely have you back on again, man. Maybe one day we can do it in person.
Yeah, dude. No, for sure. Yeah, this was pretty cool. It was my first time ever doing anything like this. Any podcast, none of that. I never think I was gonna ever be asked to be on a podcast. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. Thank you for having me, dude. Appreciate you.
Man, what a cool guy. Chris just always brings the chill vibes and this genuine attitude. I don't have any tattoos, but if I ever decide to get one, that's the guy I'm calling. Because seriously, if you haven't already during this episode, check out his Instagram, @ChrisRayMyers. My man is talented. Link is in the description. You can also find my Instagram, @STVNCHTX. Whatever platform you're listening on, it would help a lot if you go and hit that follow button. An honest review goes a long way. So I hope to hear from you soon. I'll talk to you next time.